Welcome to this Automation World video podcast sponsored by Schneider Electric. In this podcast, we'll look at a few of the biggest trends around software-based automation technologies and highlight how they're being used by machine builders to achieve significant cost savings and position their businesses for transformations centered around providing services. I'm David Greenfield, Director of Content at Automation World, and joining me for this discussion is Marcia Gadbois, General Manager and Vice President of the Indasoft Group at Schneider Electric. So Marcia, with megatrends like the industrial Internet of Things affecting all industries and really seeming poised to impact OEMs first and foremost, what suggestions do you have for your machine builder customers?
The suggestions I have for customers trying to move into the IoT or in the cloud is to start, it is an evolution, right? It's not a revolution. You start slowly. One of the things that I find fascinating is one of my customers told me that his machine takes 50 years to amortize. So the customer keeps it for 50 years, and yet he owns 80% of the market. So what he's having to do is redo his model in order to offer services. And that is the mega trend that's happening among the OEM market. They need to be able to offer services to their customers for the machines. For example, OnStar. GM didn't make money on the OnStar inside the car. They made money on the services that people provided. Machine builders are now coming to the point where they want to offer services to maintain, do preventive maintenance of the machinery.
Now, connectivity is the core issue at the heart of any cloud and or Internet of Things initiative. So tell us about the protocols you are working with your customers to push their data to the cloud.
So connectivity is a big deal in the IoT world and offering for the OEMs. There are lots of protocols, but some of the more popular one is the MQTT protocol. MQTT is a publish and subscribe. It is an ISO standard. And one of the nice things about MQTT is if you have a small footprint or you don't have the connectivity you need, it allows you to subscribe to the information that you require in order to make decision, and you publish only the information that you need. It's become very popular. For Industry 4.0, which is the German standard for IoT, their protocol that they've chosen is OPC-UA. Once again, both of those protocols are available in all of the Wonderware products, and including Wonderware InTouch Machine Edition.
Beyond the blocking and tackling issues associated with device and machine connectivity, what is the ultimate value for OEMs when it comes to moving data to the cloud and mobilizing it?
Well, what's nice about that is, from a customer perspective, if I have one machine sending the information to the cloud, and then I have another machine sending information to the cloud, now I can bring aggregation and take information and data from just data to knowledge to wisdom. That's the importance of connecting things together. For example, I wear a Microsoft band. It's sending information to the cloud. It's sending both, my sleep patterns, my walking, all that. My scale is sending information to the cloud, both my BMI and my weight. Correlating those, you can get a really good understanding of the health that exists. Same thing for machinery. So getting more than one data point helps you correlate and make some wisdom out of the information you have.
Do you have any customer examples you can offer to help explain your answer in a real-world manufacturing context?
We have several examples of customers that have moved to the clouds in order to offer services to their customers. For example, we have an irrigation customer for the farming industry, and what they do is they monitor the pivots. So they sell services to farmers to be able to remotely, from a mobile phone or device, monitor the pivots that are in their farmlands. So if the pivot gets stuck and there's too much water being held on one area, or if the pivot ends up without the water, they're alarmed and they're able to take care of it before their crops die.
As with any discussion about the cloud or the industrial Internet of Things, cybersecurity is a big concern for OEMs and end users alike. So how are you counseling your customers on this issue to help them limit their vulnerability?
Cybersecurity is an area that everyone should be concerned about, and it takes education. It's more than just a software that runs on it. It's what needs to take place is that the IT world needs to start working with the machine world, because it's about the infrastructure. It's about being able how the Wi-Fi is set up. As everyone knows, there's these famous cases in which people have been able to break into the people's cars through the Wi-Fi or their smart homes. Cybersecurity is an area everyone should do. So what should they do? It's an education. It's making sure that you work with the experts in this field to secure both your application and your infrastructure.
Now, specifically with regards to OEMs, how are you working with them on the issue of cybersecurity?
Well, like all machine builders, you need to enter in when they're designing the machines. So what we're doing is we're working with our OEMs to bring experts who know this area to ensure that they are understanding what they need to do in order to secure their machines. So we're going in early and working with them. It's a partnership.
Okay, so last question, Marcia. Considering all the issues we've discussed today, how does Wonderware software help machine builders achieve these goals and ultimately save on their costs?
We're able to save our customers money because you're working with one vendor from both the embedded device all the way up to the cloud. Wonderware has a strong portfolio of offerings that not only can reside inside the machine, like Wonderware InTouch Machine Edition, but has the ability to communicate with the system platform, with the historian, to do the analytic, to do the preventive maintenance, to do the other capabilities.
Thank you, Marcia, and thank you for joining us for this video podcast. For more information, please visit the website shown here.